In 1935, an Egyptian archaeologist lowered himself into a shaft beneath the Giza plateau. He never published what he found. His notes were confiscated, his team was silenced, and the shaft was sealed with concrete by Egyptian authorities. That man was Emile Baraize, and what he reportedly discovered beneath the Great Pyramid has been kept from the public for nearly 90 years. Because here's what they don't teach you in school. The pyramids don't end at the ground, they go down. Every textbook gives you the same story. The Great Pyramid of Giza was built around 2560 BC by Pharaoh Khufu. It was a tomb, a glorified burial chamber for a dead king. 3 chambers, 1 king's chamber, 1 queen's chamber, 1 unfinished pit. That's it. That's the official version. But here's what's strange. No mummy has ever been found inside the Great Pyramid. No treasure, no inscription, no royal cartouche inside the main chambers. For a structure that took an estimated 20 years and 100,000 workers to build, it was completely empty when explorers first entered it in 820 AD. So either the greatest engineers in human history built the most massive structure on Earth just to leave it empty, or the pyramid was never just a tomb. In 1817, an Italian explorer named Giovanni Caviglia discovered a series of tunnels beneath the Giza plateau. He described vast underground passages, some stretching hundreds of meters, connecting the pyramids to the Sphinx. He wasn't alone in this discovery. In the early 1900s, British explorer Andrew Collins documented ancient writings that described an underground realm of Osiris, a network of chambers beneath the sand that served as a sacred underworld. And then came Emile Baraize. Between 1926 and 1932, Baraize conducted one of the most extensive excavations in Egyptian history. He spent 6 years digging around the Sphinx. According to researchers who later reviewed his field notes, Baraize's team found a vertical shaft beneath the left paw of the Sphinx. It went deep, deeper than any known chamber at Giza. And then, his excavation was quietly shut down. His records were locked in the Cairo Museum archives, and the shaft was filled. The question is, why? In 1991, geologist Dr. Robert Schoch, a professor at Boston University, conducted seismic testing around the Sphinx. What he found shook the Egyptology world. The scans revealed anomalies beneath the Sphinx enclosure, cavities, underground chambers, some estimated to be as large as 9 meters by 12 meters. This wasn't fringe science. This was peer-reviewed geological data. Dr. Schoch published his findings. He presented them at the Geological Society of America. The response from Egyptian authorities? They denied access for further investigation. Then, in 1996, the Japanese team from Waseda University, already conducting authorized research at Giza, reported similar anomalies using ground-penetrating radar, chambers, tunnels, cavities that matched no known structure. Their research permit was revoked before they could dig. And in 2017, the Scan Pyramids project, using cutting-edge muon tomography, discovered a massive void inside the Great Pyramid itself, 30 meters long, sitting directly above the Grand Gallery. They called it the Big Void. To this day, Egyptian authorities have not allowed anyone inside. Now here's where it gets truly strange. Edgar Cayce, America's most documented psychic, known as the Sleeping Prophet, made a series of predictions between 1920 and 1945. One of them was this. Beneath the right paw of the Sphinx lies a hidden chamber. Inside it, records of a lost civilization. A library of human history stretching back over 10,000 years. He called it the Hall of Records. In 1989, a team led by Florida State University, with funding from the Edgar Cayce Foundation, used ground-penetrating radar at the Sphinx site. They detected a rectangular anomaly beneath the right paw, approximately 9 meters underground. The Egyptian Supreme Council of Antiquities, led at the time by Zahi Hawass, immediately halted the project. No explanation was given. Hawass himself later said in an interview, and this is documented, "There is a tunnel under the Sphinx, but I will not talk about it now." He never did. In 1999, a discovery was made that even mainstream archaeology could not ignore. Beneath the causeway connecting the Great Pyramid to the Nile, workers accidentally broke through the floor. What they found became known as the Osiris Shaft, a vertical tunnel, 5 stories deep, cutting straight down through the bedrock of the Giza Plateau. At the bottom, a granite sarcophagus, surrounded by water, in a chamber carved entirely from living rock. Zahi Hawass himself descended into it. He documented it, he filmed it, and then he said, "This is just a symbolic tomb. There is nothing more here." But researchers who analyze the architectural style of the shaft argue it predates the pyramids by thousands of years. The stonework, the water erosion patterns, the granite sarcophagus with no inscription. It doesn't match the 4th dynasty, the era when Khufu supposedly built the pyramids. It matches something much, much older. So let's lay out what we actually know. 6 separate teams, using seismic scanning, ground-penetrating radar, and muon tomography, have detected underground anomalies at Giza that Egyptian authorities refuse to investigate. A psychic in 1920 described a hidden chamber that modern technology later detected in the exact location he named, and a 5-story underground shaft, filled with water, containing a granite coffin, sits directly beneath the pyramids, opened once, then closed again. The Egyptian government controls all excavation permits at Giza. No independent team has been allowed to dig at the anomaly sites. Every request denied. Now, I want to ask you something. If there was nothing down there, why does it matter who looks? The pyramids are 4,500 years old, or maybe older. We don't actually know. What we do know is this: someone built them, someone designed the tunnels beneath them, and someone, right now, is making sure you never find out what's inside. The ground beneath Giza is not empty, and the people who know that aren't talking.